Welcome back, everyone. I'm JTXRP, and today we're going to be going over the great treasury system called Academy. And so Academy is going to be a way you can get your hands on some free treasury and maybe even UtiliteX, their other token. We're going to walk you through the tutorial about how to get started with it, how to sign in, making sure there's been a very edge case scenario we're going to address at the end. But we're going to walk you through how to use it. We're going to show you how to get your hands on some treasury. And if you're new to the Xrpl, this is a great place to start. It's going to teach you not only about XRP, but about blockchain and a few other things. But I've got Duncan here, and he's going to be telling us, walking us through it here live. He is not going to be able to see the phone screen to the left, but he is going to be able to see the kind of the background we have up there. So if we're going through that, just know that he's not able to see it, but you are. But Duncan, how you doing today?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much for having us, JT. Really appreciate all the effort that you put in to try and bring some decent XRPL projects in the limelight and cover all the great stuff that's going on the XRPL. So yeah, really good, really good.
Hey, you guys are doing the crazy things that are awesome. I'm just covering it. So thank you for doing it. Thank you for what you're doing for the XRP community and for being able to get new investors in. But before we get started, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. There's going to be some lessons about that actually in Treasury, but you'll be able to look at that here soon. But of course, we'll always appreciate you dropping a like and subscribing. I'm actually going to be creating another series of videos called Why XRP that's going to help you to share with your friends after you get into this why XRP is so amazing. So make sure to go check out those videos and stay tuned for more Treasury and XRPL content. But Duncan, how do we get started here today? What do I need to do? I am at the Treasury website at your homepage, and I'm also there on the browser. So what do you want me to do?
So you head over first of all to their homepage. So it's TRSRYXRPL.com. And then when you're on our homepage, I mean, obviously for people that are new to Treasury, there's a wealth of information about the project as a whole, who the team is, and all the things you'd expect from a properly established sort of project. But what we want people to do to really get the journey underway is head over to Academy, and they'll see that under the main heading.
Okay, so
click on that.
Okay,
that's it. You click on Academy, the main heading. Under Educate, Reward, Nurture, and Protect, which are the themes of our white paper that we delivered in March. And after a slight lag, and the reason for the lag, the website isn't slow, the Academy is super fast loading, but this one page takes a little bit of time to load because it loads some live statistics. Now, I don't know if you're bringing that up on the main screen, JT.
I will do that too. It's taking a bit on the mobile too.
Cool. If you bring it up on the main screen, but it should be showing now on mobile anyway, underneath the little brief intro to what Academy is, you have something quite cool showing the Academy statistics. Now, obviously, this is only at the time at which we went to record this, and this is less than 48 hours since the launch of the Academy.
Just amazing.
You can see already we've got 1,500 learners that have connected to our website, which is, to us as a small project, is mind-blowing. We can see that they're obviously following the lessons quite cleverly because 97% average grade is exceptional. But critically, you can see 94,439 treasury has been paid to our learners in return for their time to become better educated, more informed investors on the XRPL. And this is why we're so excited about it. We built it as a way for Treasury to contribute back to the XRPL on the basis that we spent a lot of time ahead of our white paper engaging with holders. And what we realized was time and again, there's this classic FOMO where people gear themselves up. They have a wallet, they put some money in there. For a lot of people, unfortunately, it's money they can't afford to lose as well. And they jump into projects on promises, on glitzy graphics, and whatever else in between. And then before they know it, they're in too deep. And what we really wanted to be able to do is equip them with some decent tools to allow them to make far better and more informed decisions and effectively protect their investments.
Yeah, the space can be really tricky, and sometimes things are very vague in terms of what's gonna be good, what's going to be bad, and what's going to be a total rug pull. So
this is it. Exactly. So on this page, if you scroll down a little bit further, it gives you a basic run through of what's going on. The basic premise is you're going to connect your wallet, and we're going to go through all of this in a second. You connect your wallet to the website. Once you've connected your wallet, you can start doing courses. And then once you complete a lesson on a course, you do the quick quiz. The quizzes typically have between 2 or 3 questions, and you get rewarded for every question that you get right. So this is our little intro page that people in time will probably bypass and will go straight to the courses page. But at this stage, you've got 2 options. You can go to the tutorial, you can see there in the dark blue purplish banner, or you can skip straight to the courses. Now, we realized there was a bit of a chicken and egg situation, because we were hoping that in producing the Treasury Academy, we would drive new people to XRPL. But obviously new people in XRPL wouldn't have a Zoom wallet or an XRP, address or anything that would allow them to even get started. So putting all that information in a lesson would be pointless, because they couldn't get to it in the first place.
Or be rewarded for it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for those that are absolutely brand new, have heard about XRP or XRPL and are just curious, they can head straight over to the go to tutorial page. If we can click on that.
Yeah, I'm going there.
And this page here basically lays it out literally from ground zero. And there's no surprise that on this page, the very first video is courtesy of our man, JT, who did an incredible video along with all the other stuff you can find on his channel, which is basically about how do you set up Zoom and how do you fund it and how do you get yourself an XRP wallet and an address and get ready to go. So that video is gold right there. Following that, there's some far less professional videos done by yours truly, which basically tell you how to set up a trust line to Treasury. Now, for those who don't understand it, it's all explained in the video, but effectively what you need to do is create a connection between your wallet and us as a platform, which allows us then to be able to send you the rewards in our token, which is Treasury.
And
so
for real quick,
go on.
for anyone new who's watching this, I know trust lines and that connection to an account can sound really scary and like even a red flag at times. Trust me, like it is incredibly standard. You set up trust lines for almost everything in your Zum wallet. It basically is what allows you to hold the token in your wallet. It says, hey, I want to be able to hold X token, X coin, and that's what allows you to hold it. So it's not scary. It's very standard. Just encourage you to watch the tutorials and learn more. So
that's it. And I think probably the best way to explain it is to a lot of people who use mobile banking or their banking apps or internet banking. Often you can't send money to someone until you set them up as a payee. And a trust line is a similar thing. What you're doing is creating an open, secure line of communication between the person that is sending and the person that is receiving. That's what it entails. And then once you've done that, the final step that we taught you through, which actually I think we're going to do live now anyway, is how you actually sign into the website. So the getting started page, unfortunately, you don't get rewarded for, but it does give you all of the basics to get you completely set up, not only to receive the rewards from Treasury, but to actually get involved with XRPL as a whole and potentially start investing in other projects down the line. So there's a really, really good resource there. A bit further down on the page, there's links to be able to download Zoom, whether you're on an iPhone or you're on Android. And yeah, that really kind of covers that page. And once you have done all of those steps, it then invites you to go to the courses right at the bottom. Now, before we do that, I think you need to sign in, JT.
Yep.
So you'll see, I mean, for those that have listened to the videos, they'll know that what they need to do is head to the little purple box, which shows you a kind of a QR code with an X and a tick, or an X and a V for Zoom.
So on my mobile device, I'm showing them that, like, on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see on my mobile guys that actually this little box follows you as you are scrolling down, which I really like. And so you can't really lose it. It's always there until I guess I sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on the box. You can get to this it's always in the same place, no matter what page you go to, right?
Correct.
So it's always going to be right here under the mobile, or up there on the right-hand side if you're on the desktop. I'm going to tap on the yeah, there we go. It's opening my Zum wallet now.
And just to say, guys, these sign-ins, unfortunately, sometimes they are a little bit precarious. They don't always work on the first attempt, but it's by no means an indication that there's something suspect going on. Sometimes you have to return to the website, click on it again, and on the second hit, you get to get into Zoom and sign that request. And you should see a request that comes up that says Treasury Academy, sign the request. It's not asking you to transfer any money. It doesn't, there's no real cost involved with it. It's just creating that connection so that the website knows who you are to be able to track your learning when you come back to the academy.
Yep, and to pay you out. But I do have that sign up right now. So again, and as to Duncan's point, I clicked on it once. It didn't seem to do anything. I clicked on it twice, and I could start to see my loading bar at the bottom start to go, and that's when I got the Zum trigger to go and sign in. So right now I'm going to hit slide to accept. And I'm going to put in, you can use your face, usually is what you should be using. But for mine, I have a code because this is just a test wallet. And I'm going to hit you're signed successfully. So I hit next. And I'm going back to the website now in the browser. And so now you can see, because this green box, and I'm signed in. And so, but what's still in this what's inside this box that I clicked on, it's this little trade next to TRSRY in that purple box. If you hit trade, don't be afraid. You'll go to the Dex in Zum. It's something that's very small. It's happening right now, but I just wanted to address it because it threw me off. I clicked on this purple box. It brought me there. I'll just show you real quick. So I hit trade. This is what you're going to see. And so all you have to do is hit quit app in the upper right-hand side, and then go back to your browser. And so if you hit that, that's all that happens. So go ahead, Duncan. Now we're signed in. What do we do?
So you're signed in, and most likely, if you are a new person to Treasury, it will most likely show a balance of 0 in that little box, and it will show a rank of. It might even still say question mark, or it might even show you as rank bottom 22833 out of 22833.
It shows me a dash out of over 22831.
There we go. It's because you're not currently holding anything in your test account. But by virtue of the fact that the QR code sort of symbol has changed to another little logo, it suggests that basically you are logged in and you are good to go. Okay. Now, from there on in, it's a simple case of heading over to My Courses. Now, you'll find that. So under Academy, there is a drop down if you're on mobile. On the desktop, you'll see it there as well. You click onto Academy Courses or My Courses, but Academy Courses is a good place to start. And on Academy Courses, this is where it shows you our current curriculum of courses that are available for people to take. Now, I just realized, because you've signed in on your mobile, JT, you won't be able to click through on your desktop version unless you sign in there as well.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you want to do that. You can click on the QR code and sign it using your phone's. So
I can be signed in at 2 places at once?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay. I'll just stay on mobile for the sake of the video. That's cool.
Yeah, depending on how you want to show the viewers what they want to see. If they can see it on mobile, then we don't need to do it on the desktop. It's totally fine.
They can see it on mobile.
Cool. So when you're on Academy Courses, you can see here. So first of all, little plug, in the blue banner there, it says contributors wanted. Now, we've worked really, really hard. We've put together over 40 lessons across 5 different courses to cover what we consider to be all of the absolute basics to get people better educated in this space. We are, however, very, very keen to hear from anybody who is happy to contribute by way of creating lessons. We have a budget for it, but we are looking to build on the curriculum that is here, and we will launch into more advanced lessons for people a bit further down the line with their investing and with Xrpl down the line. So
is there a time limit on these courses? Is there a format restriction? Can they be on YouTube videos? Do they have to send you it directly, or how does that work?
So we haven't created a framework that's downloadable for people to see, but I guess people who follow a few of the courses will understand how they work. They typically will see, because we're going to dive into some of them. Okay. It's, you know, a mixture of text, illustrative pictures, occasionally a video that's embedded. So there's a great degree of flexibility there. But I would say in the first instance, if anyone's excited about the idea of educating others and feels that they have the skills to do so, just get in touch with us and we'll get conversation going. Cool. If only I could think of someone who is a really good YouTuber who might have some time to commit, then I'd be in touch with them in a
yeah, I don't know about the time part, but yeah.
Speaking of, have a separate chat about that.
Yeah, sounds good.
But yeah, so curriculum is here now, obviously right at the top, and it's shameless but unapologetic. We've got a nice little 5-lesson module about getting to know Treasury Xrpl. And that is a simple one that effectively is a more in-depth walkthrough of our white paper. And the reason for it is that we're going to be rewarding people in Treasury. Of course, we don't want them to go and just sell it on the DEX and move on somewhere else. We want them to get the absolute best out of the Treasury ecosystem and what we've already delivered and what we intend to deliver in the coming 5 to 6 months. And so that little course there is almost a bit of a freebie, because to people who are familiar with Treasury, it's going to take very little learning in order to pick up some nice little rewards. But from there on in, the rest of the courses, protect yourself, market skills, blockchain and NFTs, and Xrpl basics. These are the ones that have nothing to do with Treasury and everything to do with the Xrpl space and the blockchain, how it works, what is available to you when you join it, and what to look out for as a potential investor. And actually, just 48 hours into our launch, we have had so much good feedback on the protect yourself, the importance to DYOR, which for those that don't know means do your own research course that we've done. And that's the one I'd like to invite you to click onto, okay, JT, just to give people a little bit of a feel of how it looks like. Now, obviously, if you do it on you'll have to do it on your mobile, because that's where you're signed in.
Yep, I'm there.
And then when you're in there, you'll see, so you should see a button that says take course.
I see it.
Which annoyingly is just, you shouldn't really need to have to click on a button to start a course, but it's just the way the structure, the program is structured. But you click that button and then you are, and the same goes for any other course, you are free to take any lesson in any order and any course at the speed and pace at which it suits you. So you do not need to, the logic is you start at lesson 1, but you don't need to do it that way if you don't want to. So for those that are diving in for little tidbits of information, they can pick and choose what is important or interesting to them and go straight to that bit of information. But what I love about the do your own research course is it's a very, very simple 10-point plan that we spend a lot of time on, which gives people a kind of a checklist before they sign up and invest their hard-earned money into a project. Mm-hmm. What are the things, what are the questions they should be asking themselves? What are the things that they should be looking out for? What is encouraging and what is, as we've explained in one of the courses, considered to be a red flag, as in you should start having your doubts about this project. Each of the lessons are designed to take no more than 5 or 10 minutes. And then following the lessons, if you want to do one live, let's have a go. Yeah. Obviously, I can't see it on your mobile, but
I'll do introduction right now, lesson 1.
Cool.
And it says you are required to 50% to pass the lesson quiz. There we go. And then seems like it is just literally 2 paragraphs, so I'll just read them real quick. DYOR, or do your own research. To those not know means do your own research. The crypto world is an exciting space with many making millions, but many are also investing the money they cannot afford to lose, hoping for a golden paycheck that never comes. Many liken the crypto sphere to the digital Wild West simply because there are plenty of riches to be made, but the stakes are high. This course dives into some of those steps and should be taking you should be taking before deciding to FOMO into the next big thing. And FOMO means fear, uncertain. What was FOMO mean again? I just used to hearing it.
Fear of missing out.
Fear of
and
missing
actually,
out.
by the time this video goes out, we're going to have another course, which is just the glossary of all the crazy terminology that has come out of crypto.
Yeah.
There'll be a course on that. So
Gotcha. No, I mean, I was just like, I'm going blank myself. I'm like, there's always something new you're learning, so you forget the other stuff you've already learned.
Yeah.
The coincidence 10-point tick list. Nothing is certain in life, but statement is never truer than in crypto. If you are going to invest some of your hard-earned cash, you can maximize the chances of backing a project that has longevity by running through this course and the 10-point checklist to maximize your chances. Less of a lesson and more of an introduction. So hit up the quiz below and let's get stuck in.
There you go. So that one was most courses go straight in. That was an introduction to really underpin what the do your own research course is about.
Yep.
But you should now see underneath, I think there's only 1 or 2 questions in that course. First one is, what does do your own research stand for? And you'll see the answers underneath.
It's totally don't yank on rhinos.
You don't think it's that one, do you?
I just know it's do your own research.
People have loved that answer. We've had so many smileys. And do you know what? The whole point of this as well is we can have a bit of fun and learn a whole lot as well. Yeah. And there'll be a bit more of that. Now, just to precise before you go ahead and click the button and see if you've got the right answer. This isn't just a game. There's a lot of learning involved, and we've had incredibly good feedback from the 1,500 students that have taken the courses to date in the last 48 hours. Mm-hmm. But what it isn't designed to do is penalize people. So it is genuinely done in bite-sized form. The questions are very simple. If you've basically taken the time to read the body of text in the lesson, there is no reason why you won't be able to ace the questions afterwards and get your rewards. It is not designed to penalize people. So
yeah, it's not like it's not made to get you out. It's made for you to pass. It's not it's not a compliance test to be like a loan officer or something else like that. This is simple so that like just to make sure you know that you've read the thing, right?
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So if you go ahead and answer the questions,
I hope I got them right. They hit complete. I got, yay, 100%. So I love that it shows the feedback too. So that's great. You know what you did or did wrong.
Exactly. So now that you've done that, people will understand. So right at the bottom, it will say, right, move on to lesson 2. Lesson 2 is starting the do your own research in earnest. So it's the first point of our 10-point confidence checklist. Mm-hmm. And you go on through the course. At any time, obviously, you can go back up to the top of the website and you can go back to Academy courses. And you can start another course if you're bored of it, or if your attention isn't there, or you're curious about something else, you can do that. And you can rejoin the lessons that you haven't done in any given course at any given time. So it is genuinely designed to be as flexible as possible. Couple of things. Okay. You can review a lesson that you've done and see your answers. You cannot, unfortunately, as we've had multiple times in the DMs, ask to have your answers reset so you can have another go. And the reason for that is simply that and it's a very, very small minority, but there is a minority out there that will want to rattle through it, guess their way through, and get to a payout quickly. And that defeats the purpose of the Academy. The idea is spend less than 10 minutes, read a couple of paragraphs, you'll get the answers right. If you don't get the answers right, you can still skip on to the next lesson and continue your learning and continue to earn from those lessons, but you just won't get a payout on the questions you get wrong. We had to draw the line somewhere, really.
Gotcha.
So what you can have a look at now that you've done one is you can go onto My Courses at the top of the page in the drop-down menu.
Okay, I'm
And
there.
that will show you a really nifty little rundown of where you're at in your learning, and give you an opportunity to rejoin any course that isn't complete and finish any lessons. So it's a nice way. Have you got it there on screen?
Yeah, I've got it. I can see that I've got protect yourself, the importance of DYOR, 1 of 11
There you
lessons
go.
completed.
Exactly. So it allows you to jump back in when, if you imagine in time, we are going to have dozens and dozens of courses on here. This is the starter for 6. There's so much more to come. So this allows people to track their learning. If they are the type of person that doesn't want to do a course from start to finish in one sitting and may want to dip in and out of various courses, if that's your style of learning, then you are perfectly entitled to do that. And now the exciting bit is if you click onto My Payouts, you should see the questions, the lesson and the grade that you got and the payout listed.
So I'm going to Academy, under the main menu, My Payouts.
Exactly.
So I have lesson 1, 10 Treasury, and it says May 1st, 2022, TES success.
There you
So
go.
that means it's been sent to me.
So now if you go over into your Zoom wallet, and then if you're able to share that with the viewers, but you should, or in fact, actually refresh your page at the top. Just refresh the Treasury website. Is it showing you a balance now in your little login box that follows you around as you browse the website?
Yeah, I did. I just refreshed and I can see 10 Treasury here.
Bingo.
So it is there, and I'll just go and show you in my Zoom wallet as well. Got the not showing some of my balances here. But yeah, so yeah, you can see here 10 Treasury.
There we go.
So
and what will happen is if you were to now sit another 5 or 6 lessons, what you will see instead of the status saying TES success is you'll see TES pending. And in every 6-hour window, you will get one of those payments that are queued come through to you.
So if I do, sorry, go on. If I do 6, 7 lessons, then after this first lesson,
yeah,
and then 6 hours after that is when I'll receive the rewards for that.
Then, yeah.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, again, what we need to unfortunately do is put in a countermeasure to a very, very small minority of people who may have the intention to come on here, do every single lesson available, get a lump sum payment of Treasury, and then dump it on the market and get a quick XRP gain off of it.
Yeah.
The idea here is a reward. So initially our plan was to make lessons available daily. We scrapped that listening to our community feedback from our beta testers who are amazing. And instead we're allowing people to learn at their own pace. But what we're instead doing is we're structuring the payout such that it will limit the opportunity for people to basically harm the other Treasury holders by dumping their earnings in one hit.
No, it's very important. I do want to cover 2 things though, because I want to wrap this up for the viewers. The one was the edge case you talked about, and the other is signing out. So I want to cover signing out first. So what you do is you go to the bar at the top, right? You hit Academy, and then there is actually a sign. It's kind of not as intuitive as I was thinking it would be, but the sign out button is essentially under this payouts that I have highlighted here, and you hit sign out, and that actually signs you out of your wallet. And so you won't see the Treasury here anymore. You won't see the question mark. You can see that it'll ask me to sign in, to click the QR code. So now I am signed out. And then so that's how you sign out, guys, just in case you're wanting to know, and for that extra mental security you have of not having your wallet attached to somewhere on the web, or if you're on a coffee shop somewhere, you are signed out. And then there was an edge case that some people have had where you were talking to me before the video that I wanted to make sure we addressed. And basically it's people are using different browsers than like their standard default browser on mobile. And you were telling me that the And correct me if I'm wrong about this, but basically if they're using another browser besides the phone's default browser, so if you're on it's Safari if you're on iPhone, and if it's Google Chrome if you're on Android. It's been a while since I've had Android. So as if you're using another browser, if you instead of on if you're going to the Treasury website, if you're trying to click on a link on Twitter, if you're trying to click if you're not actively just putting trsry.xrpl.com, if you're not just typing that into your browser, it will take you, it'll do what now?
So what happens is if effectively, so our advice is start from your browser. Like if you're going to go and do an internet research, would you bring up your browser, you type it in and you go from there. Do exactly the same when you want to start your Treasury Academy journey. Open up your browser, type in trsryxrpl.com and get going from there, as opposed to necessarily click on any links in our socials. I know it's far easier to do it that way, but this is the way to circumvent a bit of a technological issue that we've got with how the website interacts with Zoom. Because when you load up the website on a browser, whichever browser it is, and you click on the little connect to connect your wallet, and you go to Zoom and you sign the request, what Zoom does is by default, it brings up your default browser on whatever device you're using up and returns you back to Treasury. Now, if you didn't come from your default browser, i.e. if you came from an inbuilt browser within Twitter or any other sort of browser, then when you are returned to your default browser, because you didn't originate from there, the login will fail. And that's the only instance so far where people have had a little bit of trouble. So I thought it was worth pointing out to people, just load your browser up, whack the web address in there, get onto Academy, and connecting, you shouldn't have any issues at all. Obviously, all of our, our DMs are open, all our social media platforms, all available through our Twitter handle. We're here 24/7. There's never not going to be someone on hand to get you in and get you learning. But it's one of those frustrating things with technology, which is that it's great when it works, and sometimes it can be a bit of a barrier. And what we're trying to do is give everybody every possible opportunity to join the XRPL, which is an incredible space right now. Get involved with Treasury, that would be great. But if nothing, other than being a slightly more paced and better educated investor when you decide to spend your hard-earned money, then we've done our bit as far as Treasury Academy is concerned.
Yep. So I want all the links for this will be in the description below. Obviously, if you have a trouble clicking on the link as you talked about just here, make sure I'll put under the one that I'm talking about, which is basically to their website. I'll just put in parentheses that like copy this and paste it into your web browser.
Exactly.
But that being said, so at the end of this, you also mentioned that if they go through all the training that you currently have, they'll have 501 Treasury if they get everything right. That's if they get everything right. So they need to pay attention. So that allows them into the Treasury ecosystem on a basic level to get involved with UtiliteX. And I can see that the countdown to the next UtiliteX drop is in 16 days, 10 hours, and 17 minutes as the time of this video. So tell us just very briefly about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So as you astutely pointed out, it's no coincidence that the tally of the rewards paid out to people who complete all the lessons, and as you said, they do need to get them all right, is 501, because 500 is the minimum hold that we require people to have in Treasury in order to start receiving the passive income in our secondary token. Our secondary token is UtiliteX, UtiliteXE. UtiliteX. No, it isn't. Let's scrap that.
Sorry, it's here on the screen. It's UTILITEX.
That's it, exactly. My bad. It's been a long day. But what does UtiliteX token do?
Red flags. He's misspelling his own token. I'm just kidding.
I know. So by holding 500 Treasury a month, what that does as a minimum hold is it will return you 5% of your holding in Treasury paid to you in UtiliteX. So for those that are interested, once they've done a few courses and they're comfortable about setting trust lines and things like that, on our website at the top, there is a link to set both the Treasury trust line and the UtiliteX one. So they'll want to do both in order to receive the rewards, obviously. And they're going to get 5% in UtiliteX free of charge every single month. They will be free to trade that, sell it, do whatever they will with that. And it serves as a passive income, if nothing else. But the plans for Treasury platform with Academy now launched and our NFT bonds that we've done, and we will have a new issuance of them on the XLS 20D, which we're excited about. The next stage of our platform, which is now in development, is our venture platform. Now, venture is going to serve as a startup platform for projects that haven't basically even launched on XRPL.
Okay. So I want to say, like, if you're interested in that, make sure to go watch the other video I did with Duncan, and they'll explain all of their stuff in detail. But I want to leave a little bit to be desired here. But,
that's cool. That's cool. Let's tease them.
Yeah.
But there's a very good reason to basically spend a bit of time, do the courses. You'll almost certainly benefit from it. But the rewards will also open up an ecosystem that is really quite interesting and is evolving at pace. And I'll leave the rest to your video. Yeah.
I just don't want to go check that out, guys. And they're just displaying a little bit of their services on the screen on the mobile side here, so you can pause it and read about them. But Duncan, I really appreciate your time. Appreciate you making this for the XRP ledger and the community, because I definitely believe it'll help people share and get people into the space that otherwise would be like, well, how do I get in? Well, here is a track that's specifically designed to help you understand and get you in. So, and it's not something you have to pay for. It pays you. So
exactly,
it's amazing.
Yeah. There's never been a better reason for people who are curious, but they've been holding off, thinking, I just can't afford to take a risk. You don't need to take a risk. We take a risk on them by inviting them in and paying them, hoping that they stick around for the whole of the XRPL to benefit. And so it's a little something that Treasury is doing, is an ongoing investment back to XRPL, basically.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for your time, Duncan. I'm JTXRP. This is Duncan Glendenning from Treasury. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and share with your friends that are not on the XRPL yet about how they can essentially get free money by learning. But we're out, guys. See you later.